Remember that taste, that specific bitter, malty whisper on your tongue, not from some trendy craft brewery today, but from a time when the pub was more than just a place. It was a ritual. Before the taps changed, before the giant swallowed the small, before those familiar labels simply vanished. There's a phantom pint glass in the back of our minds, etched with names that might seem alien to a younger generation, but to us, they're the ghost of good times, the echo of laughter in a smoke-filled room. We're not talking about just any forgotten brew. We're diving into the deep, misty archives of British brewing, unearthing 5 legends, 5 liquid memories that only a true Brit, one who lived through those golden, grimy days, will genuinely recall. Prepare to take a sip of the past, because this isn't just about beer, it's about us. And so, we drift back, a hazy recollection settling like dust motes in sunbeams, to old Cobbler's Brew. Not just a beer, but a liquid embrace from the very heart of the industrial North. Its famed comforting maltiness wasn't an acquired taste. It was a birthright, a deep, earthy warmth that soothed weary muscles and whispered forgotten promises of home. You'd find it a beacon of amber in the smoky sanctuaries of the working men's clubs, the clinking solace after a shift spent wrestling with steel or coal. It was the shared glance across a formica table, the quiet understanding in the post-shift camaraderie, binding communities with every honest, unpretentious sip. Old Cobblers didn't just quench a thirst. It nourished a spirit, an essential, golden thread in the tapestry of those lives, before its gentle, almost unnoticed disappearance left only an ache where comfort once resided. Remember that taste, that specific bitter, malty whisper on your tongue, not from some trendy craft brewery today, but from a time when the pub was more than just a place, it was a ritual. Before the taps changed, before the giant swallowed the small, before those familiar labels simply vanished. There's a phantom pint glass in the back of our minds, etched with names that might seem alien to a younger generation. But to us, they're the ghost of good times, the echo of laughter in a smoke-filled room. We're not talking about just any forgotten brew. We're diving into the deep, misty archives of British brewing, unearthing 5 legends, 5 liquid memories that only a true Brit, one who lived through those golden, grimy days, will genuinely recall. Prepare to take a sip of the past, because this isn't just about beer, it's about us. Our first phantom pint shimmers with the pale gold of Saxon's mead. A gentle, slightly honeyed ale, it was a whisper of ancient England, often found tucked away in a quaint village inn, a fleeting taste of rustic heritage. Its presence was brief, almost mythical, cherished by a loyal few who felt its unique flavor, was a vanishing link to a forgotten tradition. Its loss a quiet ache. Rose and Crown Ale. Say the name, and doesn't a low, comforting hum resonate, like the distant murmur of a familiar conversation? It wasn't just a drink, it was the very air of 1,000 British evenings, the steady, unassuming heart of countless pubs. Not a beer for grand pronouncements, but for quiet communion, a malty whisper that understood without needing words. It poured universally, a trusted staple in every corner of the nation, embodying the quintessential pub experience, dependable, unpretentious, deeply woven into the fabric of communal life. Then, like a dream fading upon waking, it began to recede. Not with a dramatic flourish, but a quiet, almost imperceptible erosion. One tap removed here, a familiar pump clip gone there. It was a gradual relinquishing of a shared national comfort, a slow withdrawal from the collective memory. And suddenly, Where that reliable, comforting presence once stood, there was just a distinct void, a phantom warmth on the tongue, a quiet ache for something universally cherished, now utterly gone. And so we drift further back, through the swirling mists of memory, to the dark, robust embrace of railway porter. Its very name, a whisper of soot and steam, conjures the bitter bite of a British winter wind on an open platform, the rattle of a distant train, the hurried footsteps of countless travelers. This wasn't a brew for sunny afternoons. It was liquid fortitude, a hearty, almost treacly balm against the gnawing cold. You'd see it clutched in the calloused hands of a railwayman, his shift endless, or by a weary passenger, their journey long. Each rich swallow was a profound, warming comfort, a temporary antidote to the relentless chill, a silent promise of strength to see you through. It was more than beer. It was a sustaining ritual, a robust anchor in a bustling world, a memory now faded, like the train tickets crumpled in forgotten pockets. The final phantom, a wisp of something almost forgotten, was London Fog Lager. It wasn't the deep, comforting embrace of an ale, nor the robust stout of tradition, but a pale, almost audacious whisper of a brew. Lighter, crisper, a translucent golden against the mahogany of our usual pints, it felt like a hesitant step into a different kind of British refreshment. There was intrigue in its name, a romantic nod to our capital's old mystique, yet in its taste, a touch of skepticism from the regulars. It was a youthful flirtation, perhaps misguided, with a global wave that threatened to wash over our unique brewing landscape. London Fog lingered only briefly, a fleeting mirage of modernity, before the true titans of international lager swept in, consigning its delicate fogginess to the ever-growing archives of what once was, leaving only a faint, almost apologetic memory. The disappearing act of these five wasn't merely a change in beverage choice. It was the slow, almost imperceptible fading of an era, each forgotten pint a silent testament to a shift in the very soul of the British pub. They dissolved into the ether, these spectral brews, carrying with them not just their distinct hop and malt profiles, but fragments of whispered conversation, the warmth of shared silences, the specific creak of a familiar stool by a flickering fire. The relentless current of time, ever hungry, swept them away, replacing them with new tastes, new names, new rituals. Yet, in the quiet, smoke-tinged corners of our minds, a bittersweet phantom warmth lingers. It's a memory not just of a liquid, but of who we were, a collective echo of simpler days, etched deep into the enduring, often sentimental, heart of a true Brit. A dream of amber and foam, forever gone, yet forever ours.